Hey everybody, it's TR. What have I got to talk about today? Been doing a lot of talking lately. I was thinking maybe we need to change this to TR Talks Guitars and Stuff, but I don't want Ted to sue me. I was watching live stream last night for Music and Gear. Avery, I believe is the man's name. People were talking about him. I realized I never subscribed to him. He does like very thorough reviews. I may have poked a little fun at how thorough his reviews were, but he does a good review. If he reviews a guitar, you're going to know what it is. Anyways, he was showing off all of this gear that he had on the part I watched anyways. All of this vintage like 80s to 90s rack equipment. The rack was the thing to have back then. I tried building one, you know, but my kids were little and I didn't have much money. My money went on my kids back then. I've got a lot of stuff now because kids are, you know, adults with kids of their own. But back then, so I had a solid state MOSFET power amp that I'm actually using right now as a PA amp with this Alesis mixer. I have it into that and into some PA speakers. So that's what I'm doing there. Avery had obviously power amp that was tube like it should be. He mentioned the MOSFET ones are solid state and they're crap. You need the tube ones. Anyhow, long story short, I started out with solid state amps like everybody else did. And when I could afford tube amps, I started dabbling in them. And then I kind of went back to have some solid state ones again, back to some tube, to the point where now I have some decent tube amps. I'm going to show them to you. I've got a little Marshall DSL-1. It's like a lunchbox amp. You play it, you know, like really quiet, and it's all tube. And then I have this 40-watt Marshall Hayes. It's all tube. It's precursor to the DSL series. They actually made these in India. I think the DSLs are Vietnam. It was when they wanted to try and make an affordable amp because the real made in England Marshalls were getting expensive. And I have a DSL-20 that I like to call a quarter stack because it's got the upright slant 212 cab. So it's not a half stack, it's a quarter stack. And it sounds fabulous. And I have this PV Windsor, this giant 100-watt all-tube head. It'll tear your face off. You can see by the knobs it goes to 12. And it does go to 12. And what I didn't video to show you, I have one of those little Stage Right 15-watt. It's supposed to kind of like be a Blues Junior knockoff, although they say it's voiced more like a Vox. Anyways, yeah, they're all sitting in there. I don't play them. They're tube and I don't play them. I embrace modern technology. I've gone digital. I got my Boss Katana. I had a Line 6 Catalyst and I got a Boss Katana. Ended up with my Boss Katana head, which is just, it's just the shit, right? Not playing through any of those. Why don't you listen, check out this guitar sound. Okay, so we'll start with the volume backed off a little. How's that sound? I mean, what do you think? I'm really happy with the sound I have. And like I did at the beginning, I can really clean it up. And now, if you want to hear what some clean could sound like, we'll do a little clean. Even a little chorus on that. Or not. So what am I playing through? I am playing through, I'm going to bring you over here and show you this, okay? So this is that NUX Amp Studio I bought, which you might want to call it a pedal because it's got a foot switch and it can be used as a pedal, but it's not a pedal. It is a modeler and an IR loader. You know, if it was in a square box or something, like a Tone X or something like that, or, you know, God forbid, like a Quad Cortex or something stupid expensive like that, but it's along the same lines. 150 bucks. I showed it to you when I first got it. I don't know who really saw much about what it does, but I mean, so right now this is like basically a Marshall model that I've got in here. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this a little bit here for you. How's that? Can we see that? So we see we got our bass, treble, and our level for that amp, and then I can click here and we can get over and get the rest of the controls. Doesn't have effects. It's not that. It does have an EQ, which is very important because the amp models that it comes loaded with sound pedestrian at best. And what I did to this EQ is just the slightest little tweak. Some of the mid and higher frequencies I bumped up, but it made all the difference in the world. It has an effects loop, which you can adjust the level for send and return if you want. It also has the capability of being made to be either series or parallel. I have it serial, but branches, you can make the effects loop parallel. It has the IR loader where you can pick your mic and your cabinet. And that's the patch level output. It does have noise suppression, which is a nice little feature of it. So, yeah, this is not a pedal. I mean, like I said, technically, yes, it's designed like a guitar pedal, but it is the amplifier. I'm going just into a clean, what you're hearing is this going straight into my iPhone. You know, it's not going through anything else. It's got some of these functions here. You got what they call scenes. So when I hit that foot switch, I can toggle through either 2 or 3 scenes. That's to change it from 2 to 3. And this right here, it can either be true bypass or buffered, which is going to be another discussion for another day. True bypass versus buffered. I can adjust my phone level. I can get into the USB settings. Para-follow. I'm not sure even what that is. I looked up that para-follow function, and apparently it's an AI that will use your habits of editing to automatically edit patches for you to match what your habits have been. Wow. I'll have to look that up. I'll let you know. Display, I can change the brightness and everything. That's factory reset. We don't want to do that. So anyways, I've been playing in my little room for this. And when I'm not in my little room playing, I tend to play through my NUX MG30 modeling processor straight into my PA. I have abandoned amplifiers. So is that wild or what? I mean, I'm not even playing through a real amplifier. It's a virtual amplifier. And as I said, even when I play in my big room, I tend to use the modeling processor through my PA system, which it's virtual amplifier. I guess I've embraced modern technology, but what a world. And there sit my tube amps. I'm not getting rid of them. I still like playing through them every now and then. Maybe Maybe I just have a tin ear and, you know, I can't hear the special nuances of the beautiful tube amplifier. I don't know. But to me, I really like the sounds I get from these things. And, oh, but I didn't show you. I do have a small pedal board I had to put together because the new X, because it's only got the noise reduction and the EQ, it's got the M model ZIRs. If you want like a reverb delay, you're going to need a pedal. And I have a drive pedal I run in front of it because it takes pedals just like a real amp does. And my favorite thing to do is to put a little teeny bit of tube screamer with some modest settings in front of a tube amp. And it gives it that mid hump and that push and sustain. It brings it to life. And the tube screamer pedal I have is a cheap knockoff that I looked at reviews on, and they're 25 bucks on Amazon. And they've gone head to head with the real thing, and you couldn't really tell the difference. It's a Coco? K-O-K-K-O, Coco, Coco, I don't know. But it works good. And yeah, that's most of the time I play. I'm sitting here playing through this and just enjoying the hell out of it. So what are your thoughts? I'm sure there's going to be people, you know, you got to have a tube amp. The digital's no good. There's going to be other people that love digital. There's going to be people say, why don't you just use your computer? I got this and I like it. And as we like to say, that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.